Welcome to the Optimists Always Win Forum. You are about to embark on the 24-day journey where we learn how to move from defeat to life's C-suite. Your host today is award-winning speaker, stage 4 cancer survivor, and renowned diversity trainer, Kimberly S. Reed.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Reed, author of Optimists Always Win. Welcome to today's segment of Optimists Always Win Virtual Forum. I will be sitting down with some incredible people over the next month. Today, I am joined by B. Ray. This question is from chapter 3. It's called Quieting the Soul. That's the name of the chapter. And at some point, life is going to overwhelm us all. We saw that happen for many in 2020 and still today. I found that quieting the soul through meditation or prayer, my daily affirmations, were the best ways to combat those overwhelming feelings. And I will tell you, more so prayer, that connectivity to my vertical. Do you all use any of these strategies, and how have they impacted your life?
So I love this chapter. I'm so excited about your writing. Yes. So I'm very blessed and disciplined about prayer because I've run into or been connected to different groups. So every Tuesday morning, I'm part of a Moms in Prayer group. And quite frankly, I hated it when we started. I did. And I didn't like it because the woman who introduced us, there was no gossip. There was no chit chat. We went straight to a formula of worship, gratitude, specific scriptures. And there I was. I wanted to meet another mommy. I was new in town. I had kids in 3 different schools. I wanted to know who you were. I didn't want to do something so formulaic and wonder if I didn't know you. Well, of course, you know the answer is we're all best friends now. And I'm sure you can also relate to sometimes the thing that makes us go, is the thing that is the most wonderful gift. And her strict adherence to a plan was the greatest gift because we would then pair off. So Kim, you and I would each say, I'm going to pray about this person. And I maybe have never met your child, your person, you're praying about my child. And you would speak exact words over me in prayer that my child needed that day. Something like self-confidence. And that power will not just quiet your soul, it will stop you in your tracks. And it committed me that this was the most important hour of my week. And that is something that I now do a separate prayer group on Thursdays. That is prayers for our husbands. And what I have learned is it's similar to a poster I saw one time, and it said something like, you don't have time to not work out, right? And that's really how I feel about prayer now is, what is the point in getting up with my long to-do list, running after it, making 1,000 phone calls? If I'm not doing it in God's will, I might as well not make any effort. So that one way is my very disciplined group kinds of prayers that have been even more powerful than my individual prayers. And even though I have all this commitment and years of blessings of connectivity, even just this week, I'm embarrassed to tell you, I fall off. And my stepdaughter had a surgery. I have done everything for that child. She's 23. She's amazing. She's sweet. She's kind. I've thought about what apples she needs to go with her caramel dip. I've thought about popping the popcorn with the exact cheddar cheese. And finally, tomorrow is day 3 of recovery. I fell to my knees on Sunday in begging for forgiveness. I said, honey, not once have I thought about praying, is, Psalm 30, the right scripture to pray over you? Which scripture should we be thinking about with healing? I've thought everything about the whipped cream that you need on the pie or any way to spoil you or pamper you. But I haven't thought about the most important things, like which scriptures we need to rely on in this time, or should be memorizing, or should be praying over. And the calm, this was a super hectic time that I was just frantic trying to help her. And as soon as I made that switch, everything changed. Her anxiety, her pain level, her hope for getting better, and certainly my fears of being able to help her, because I was no longer fretting over these silly ways of pampering her, but doing the one thing that will actually make a difference.
This question is from chapter 6. Unlocking your yes. You empower self. If you want to be a person that empowers others to live their best lives, it starts with you living your own best life.
For sure.
Right? We can't serve from an empty cup.
Mm-hmm.
You have to become your best self before you can help other people. It starts with us. We've talked about that. How have you unlocked your own yes, you empower self, to become the person that you dreamed of becoming? And then giving that back to others, because you have done that. You just described that.
So this is such a great question. And I don't want to misbehave by not answering the question as you ask it, how did we do? And then, but the way it works for me is the give to the others first to be our best selves. Mm-hmm. And so I have been very blessed with my education. And what I've learned is that I learn the most from my children. And one of the most important things that I have done with my kids is that they always taught me that I could, they allowed me to serve them. They allowed me because they needed food, they needed shelter, they needed things. And you know exactly what happens in that moment is all of a sudden you have purpose, you have creativity, you're a problem solver, and you and yourself rise to those occasions. So they gave me that opportunity. Well, we turned on that. And whenever my children, as they're now late teens, as they grew up and there was maybe like a little bit of misbehavior or a little bit of off track, I could have negotiated, do this, appreciate me more, appreciate that. But we never did. The first thing we tried to do is we went and worked at the food bank. Because now there's perspective. Now there's a chance to serve someone else. And what I have found is one of the greatest antidotes to apathy, depression, frustration, anxiety is service. Mm-hmm. And so the way I answer this question about living and empowering ourselves is to first serve and offer service to someone else. And what do we find in doing so is we find we have skills. We find that we have a place in the world, that we find that we are needed. And every one of us wants to be needed far more than we want to be pampered or helped or catered to. And so for me, it's about serving first that builds us up. And then we only want to be higher and higher. And that's how you started today, because then you can serve more.
That's
right.
One
of the very first things you said is you led on this path because what you wanted to do was be able to serve more people.
Yeah.